Hey Mario, thank you for sitting down and talking to me about real estate today.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions from clients wanting to know about the market and everything, and I thought who better to talk to than my broker and get people some answers out here. So,
Sounds good. I'm happy to help.
yeah, this is Mario Zubia. He's my broker here at Weichert Realtors, the Andrews Group in Murfreesboro. So, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, are we in a buyer's market?
Well, I would say typically more than how it was just maybe about a year and a half ago. There's not as much inventory as there should be at this point. Sellers are a little bit nervous when it comes to selling, just because more than likely they're gonna have to buy something themselves, and so if they're had a house where they have interest rate of 3 or 4%. Right now the interest rates are about 7.5%. So unless they just have a really specific need of needing to relocate somewhere, or just needing a bigger house or a smaller house for personal reasons, they're a little bit more hesitant to sell. And so I would say if you are a buyer, it does make things a little bit more challenging when it comes to purchasing a property, because you don't have as many things to choose from. But the good thing is, if you are that buyer, you can ask for a lot more things than you were able to just a year and a half ago. So back in, say, January of 2 years ago, you could have if you were a buyer, you weren't probably asking to buy a house with inspections, as far as wanted to fix something with the roof or something with the crawl space. A lot of buyers were like, well, I just like the house because it fits my budget, and I could possibly live here for some time period. So you're not going to ask for a lot of stuff from the sellers. Now as a buyer, you can ask for most repairs that you're looking for. And I've had buyers walk away for reasons that my buyers 2 years ago wouldn't have done so. And so it's just one of those things where if you want a house and you have a need, you have a lot more negotiation room when it comes to purchasing that house.
So there's a little bit more give and take
Yes.
in the market right now.
Definitely,
For
for
that,
sure.
that's really nice when you have buyer clients. It just makes it a lot easier.
Yes, it's you can still get into bidding wars if the house is priced properly, and if it's a unique situation. But for the most part, if the house is on the market for several weeks, you have room to negotiate with the seller now when it comes to price, or just different kinds of things that when it comes to the inspection or even the appraisal.
And speaking of buyers, people don't know what to think about interest rates.
Sure.
They were so low for so long. I think we got used to that. So what is, we're looking at mid sevens to even low eights.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? What is the deal with that?
It's definitely challenging. Had a client about 2 months ago close at a 6.75, and that's pretty good compared to how it was just about 2 weeks ago, when it was a high 7, so almost a whole percentage point more than that. Right now they're about mid 7s, as you were saying. But what we tell our clients is that you want to, if you need a house, you're just going to date that rate. So it's just something that you have to be able to do, because hopefully we're all anticipating interest rates to go down at some point, whether it be the next 6 months or a year. I'm not a fortune teller, so I can't tell you specifically when that's going to happen, but at that point, you're more likely to refinance at a rate that would be more beneficial. So if it's within your budget of what you're trying to accomplish, then why not find that house that you actually like, and not get into a situation like clients were a few years ago, where they're buying houses at a 3% interest rate, but they're having to outbid one another by 10, 15. Sometimes one of my clients got outbid by $75,000 on a house that was on the market for 2 days. And so it just makes it more challenging if you're going to wait for those interest rates to drop at a certain point.
So know your price range.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, and it's going to cut into your budget as far as your dream house. But like most people starting off, it's use it to build some equity. And if you need to move in a few years, then you can do so. It's just the interest rates are something that is going to be a challenge over the next probably year and a half. but don't let that stop you from buying something that if you're in a need to purchase.
That makes sense. And I know people are worried with how our economy's going, and it's kind of up in the air. And the last economic crash we had came from the housing industry, and house prices plummeted. Do you think that's a possibility, and should they be worried about that?
I don't believe so, at least in the Middle Tennessee area, especially Nashville. This is a market where people are moving to because there's still jobs that are available here. In the last several years, I've helped people move from New Jersey, California, Texas, and Florida, and there's just so much opportunity when it comes to jobs. And so as long as people are still moving here into the area because of that, I believe home values will still be on an increase. I'd hate to be in an area where people are leaving and home values are plummeting. And I don't really see that being as an issue here, at least in the foreseeable future here in the Nashville area.
Yeah, so many businesses are still moving here as well and bringing in new jobs.
Yes.
And and one thing, if you had bought your house, even if you had bought your house in 2007, right before it crashed, and paid top dollar for it, if you had made sure that you could afford it,
yes,
and held on to it for 10 years, you would have made your money
exactly.
probably even less than 10 years.
Yes. Yeah, real estate is one of those investments where if you're in it for the long term, you're going to be making a good amount of equity. It's going to build up, and then when it is time to sell it, you should be able to have a nice investment on your hands.
Yeah. So where do you think the market is going in 2024?
I see it being a lot more positive when it comes to purchasing. Currently, myself, I'm helping 4 buyers in the area, and 3 of them are actually relocating from other areas. So one of my clients is moving from Texas to be closer to their daughter that's lived here for the last 14 years, and so they decided to purchase a new construction house in Smyrna. 2 of my other clients, they're moving from California at a job I used to have over there. I've kept in touch with them over these years, and one actually moved in about a week ago, and he's just waiting to purchase because his family, he has 3 young daughters that are in school, so he doesn't want to bring them out of school at this point in time. So they're still back there with their mom until they can move probably in June when school gets out in California. So that's something that he's looking to do with his family. The other friend that I was talking about, he's looking to move a little bit sooner because he has two sons, but they're not as far as deep into school, so they're not going to be affected as too much. He's looking to move here sometime in January or February once he gets a transfer out to this location. And then one of my clients is moving actually from Indianapolis. She is selling her house, which is currently on the market, but they got an offer today, so they're looking to hopefully accept that. And they're looking to move into the Murfreesboro area because it just somewhere that when they've traveled here, they really kind of fell in love with. And so one of the specialties of our office is we're located here in Murfreesboro is when we have former clients and family members that want to reach out and purchase properties, they're going to reach out to one of our agents to be able to show properties in that town.
Yeah, it is great to live in a thriving city, that's for sure.
Yes, for sure. Yes, I was actually just looking at a photo of Murfreesboro 2 days ago, back in the 70s, and it showed a picture of Interstate 24, and we have a shopping center here called the Avenue, and it was just farmland from all you can see around that exit of Interstate 24, and so just the amount of growth that I've seen in almost 16 years of living here is quite impressive. So I'm very happy to be able to have an office here to help people move in here as well.
Nice. Yeah, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. And if anybody has questions, let me know. Shoot it down in the comments, text me, give me a call, whatever. So yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Aaron.